I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding. Ready, breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
I'll never back down. Thought I was 6 feet under.
What a day.
Yeah.
It's a day.
For being Friday Eve, it should have been a better day.
Should have been a better day.
It should have been a better day. I mean, now for you and I,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
it started to feel like a swing in that direction.
Right.
And-
there was
and
a little
there was a
there was an
moment-
uptick.
There was an uptick.
There was an uptick.
There was a moment of like, oh, all right then.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
This is
Maybe things.
Yeah.
Things and stuff.
and stuff and things.
And
And it
things
happened
and stuff.
earlier in the day. So it really kind of led us into this false sense of security.
Yeah, it did. It lulled us right into it.
And then it just kind of went to hell in a
yeah, everything went to
handbasket.
crap. It was terrible.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yep, it was
so.
fine though. That's how it works. Actually,
So.
you know what? It wasn't too terrible.
I mean, it wasn't horrible.
I'm
No,
not
no.
gonna say it because I
didn't say it was horrible.
I took the family out. We had dinner. It was good.
Where'd you go?
We went to Denny's.
Really? Denny's?
Yeah, Denny's.
Eh,
It was all right.
eh,
50s music.
eh.
The kids got their chocolate chip pancakes.
That's why I go to Waffle House.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. Well, I was starting to say like you have a big enough clan. It's kind of hard to do Waffle House.
No, Waffle House isn't that bad. I mean, we fit just barely in
Yeah,
one
but
of
that's what I
those
was going to say.
small-ass
That's the
booths.
only other thing I was going to say because you have
Super
still
small.
little kids right now, so it's a little bit easy, and you may have to throw one chair at the end.
Right.
So that's doable. But
Yeah.
I still I haven't done. Last time I did Denny's, I learned a long time ago that you don't do Denny's sober because the food personally tastes like crap to me.
It wasn't that bad.
It does to me.
There was nobody there really, so we actually had really good service.
You're the only people there, so they
We
had
were
to be
like one
nice
of
to you?
five tables that were there, so
Oh,
we
wow.
had great service. It was nice.
Well, there you go.
It was good times, man. It was good times. You know,
I'm glad that you had
No.
a good dinner.
and we did.
I'm
We all had a
glad.
good dinner. Everybody was fine. It was all good. There are people that have worse in the world, specifically in New York City,
Yeah, poor New York City.
where a quote random liquid attack.
Random liquid. What, he pee on him?
No. Was caught on surveillance video, and the police are looking for the suspects they believe is a homeless man. I don't believe that, by what I know. The incident unfolded at 10 p.m. on July 5th.
Well, that was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
We were late on that one.
No, they were late on that one.
Well, but we were too.
We were late on this. This story is like three days sitting.
Yeah, it was so much stuff going on.
Yeah, 3 days sitting on this one. You know,
Yeah.
But our bad. You know, we
But
had so many
still.
things happening, but still,
A random
on the 5th of July,
random liquid attack.
a random liquid attack.
Never heard of that before.
Elmar Garska. Yeah, Garska.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going
We'll
with
go- no,
Garska.
we'll go
I'm
with
going
that.
with Garska.
We'll go with it.
Okay. Thanks. I'll let him know. Wow. Gotta love being sidetracked by, iHeart playing a replay.
Oh, sorry. I
What are you going silent for?
don't know. No, I
I'm the
was
one sending a
'cause
text
I was
message.
trying to understand what he was saying. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, because this is a great show. Anyway, yeah. So the
Yeah,
guy,
good times. Anyway,
unknown liquid.
unknown liquid.
The man ran up behind him
Yeah.
in the Diamond District.
Yeah, where a man was ran up behind him and splashed a container of unknown liquid on his back. Quote, I realized there was a guy following me and he was about 10 feet behind me, rushing towards me. 57-year-old Garshka suffered serious burns when he was hit with the scalding hot liquid.
Okay. No,
said
was it just
The
scalding?
injuries, well, it might be something else. The injuries are extensive and it doesn't look like a big, look that big of a cup. He burned my entire back with second-degree burns over my shoulders.
I would like to see pictures or a little bit more because this doesn't make sense. I mean, I know what this sounds like.
Yeah.
I know what it sounds like.
I know what it sounds like, too.
It sounds like someone was trying to get splashed with acid, but why would you do it at their back? Like
because you're a freaking coward?
Well, duh, but you attack anybody with acid, you're a coward.
Right.
Acid's for afterwards.
Right. It's after the fact.
It's after it. It's when it's done.
Lime and, Yeah. Quote, the physical pain I could deal with, he said. It's the fact that you know somebody's out there to get you. Somebody wants to hurt you on purpose. And the guy laughed in my face as he ran away. He smiled at me like, gotcha.
Was it real? Did he do the finger guns?
I don't know if he did the finger guns, but that's what I imagine.
I can't help.
I imagine the finger gun. The shirtless man that fled after the attack, the police said. They are looking for a man about 5'7", weighing about 130 pounds.
Oh, wait. Did you say he was shirtless?
Yes.
The shirtless man.
The shirtless man.
I know why he did it.
Why?
Because the guy was wearing a shirt and he wasn't.
Was that it? Mm-hmm. But acid.
Eats the shirt. Now he doesn't have a shirt. Now he has to walk through the streets of New York without a shirt on.
It's pretty mean. For a guy that doesn't have a shirt.
Right? But you don't know what's going on with those
You
guys.
never know.
He probably lives under a bridge somewhere in Central Park.
I know. Garska said that he worked as a jeweler in Midtown Manhattan for 2 decades, but that he had never, he would no longer take the subway late at night.
Oh yeah, because New York, sadly, is going back to the same days of like it was back in the late 80s, early 90s. You know, all the crime and
Yep.
the bad stuff. You don't go anywhere, do anything.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. Like, the reason why I brought this video up is because this story is, one, we've bypassed it for 4 days, and 2,
we kind of lapsed on it.
yeah, we did, and 2, he said hot liquid that burned it scalded all the way through him. Blah 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 blah.
Well, I mean, all right. Let's be honest. It's not hard to do nowadays.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to be like, that has to be some pretty dang hot water.
Unless you're running it in something like that.
Which he didn't,
Or like,
apparently.
But you don't know that. Did he describe the cup?
No, he didn't describe
That's
the
what I'm
cup,
saying. He
no.
could have been running around with like a Yeti cup or something like that, and a big one. And it
Not if he's homeless.
How do you know?
What? How do you know?
I'm just saying. If you there's ways of getting things. There is ways. And I believe he could have been getting it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, that's the thing. Anyway.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Anywho's.
Yeah. So
It's
like
not
I
a
said,
good show.
It's not. This is kind of a very oblong show here. Very distracted. It's okay.
We should have had a shot. That's what we should have done.
Or 3.
Or 3.
3.
We
3
might
would have
have
been
like
good.
2 or 3 more before the show's over.
3 would have been good. We might have one on the break here.
Yeah, I think we are. We're due.
You know what? Moving right along. Los Angeles County.
A lot.
Oh, lie. Health officials have reissued mandatory mask mandates for those that live in its residency area.
Why? It's you do realize that California
Knows how to party.
they do know how to party.
Not
'cause-
anymore, actually. No,
No,
they don't.
because they can't do
They
anything.
can't do any parties.
California in the summertime,
In the-
especially around July,
Oh, lie.
gets kind of warm.
Hot, I would say.
Yeah. And they want people to wear masks in July
Yeah,
In
inside
105.
and out. Yeah.
in 105-degree weather.
Hmm.
Why?
The mask mandate for the country's 10 million residents, for the county's 10 million residents, sorry, for the second time after a worrying spike
A worrying spike?
in the coronavirus pandemic. That's right, there's a worrying spike.
What is a worrying spike?
It's a spike that worries you,
Well, then stay away from it.
right?
Doesn't mean you have to wear a mask. Just stay away from it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I figure. I mean,
It's an artifact. It's 1-1. It's a worrying spike.
it is a worrying spike.
It makes one person tap their card, tap their weakest creature. I I think that needs to be a thing now.
I was gonna say roll a d10.
Roll a D10.
Roll a
There you go.
D10.
Yeah. So, quote,
Oh God. Anyway,
we're not where we need to be for the millions at risk.
I thought you were talking about us. I didn't realize you were
No.
reading. I was like, yes,
No,
we don't.
quote, we're not where we need to be for the millions at risk of infections here in Los Angeles County, and waiting to do something will be too late.
Hold on. We're not where we need to be for the millions at risk of infection here in LA. What does that mean? Like, are they trying to imply that not enough people in LA County have gotten
Vaccinated? Yeah. In LA.
Oh my God.
Davis added that there was evidence of, quote, substantial community transmissions.
Well, you know, if you call a junkyard, they'll come pick those transmissions up. Just saying.
Right.
Just saying.
Just saying.
It's substantial community transmission.
Yeah, substantial.
Again, you realize that this. I'm not even going to it anymore. I can't say it anymore because it's so stupid.
We keep repeating the same thing over and over.
You're
and over
not
again.
going to live forever.
Nope.
Okay? This is not like Ebola.
No. This isn't an instant death. This is actually 99. Now it's more 99% than 98%
Yeah.
recovery rate.
Because of that little extra push that what little bit of the vaccine does do, it
That
does
actually
kinda
does do. Yeah.
kick it over a little bit.
Right. And the fact that they've stopped telling you don't take the hydroxychloroquine or whatever and all the rest of it. They're like, yeah, oh, that's actually fine. We were just a bad Trump.
Yeah, we didn't want him getting the credit for saying it. We wanted
to get the credit for it. Yeah. So bad Trump. So we had to say it was bad.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. That's what politics influencing your health is.
I feel so bad for people living in California. I mean, I always did before, but now I'm just even worse. Now
It's even worse. It's first, you had a sewage dump in the bay.
I was gonna say that the reason why they're back to wearing masks is because the politics in that state stink.
Right. Stinks so bad they've been dumping raw sewage
Into the ocean.
and all over the beaches.
Yeah.
With more than 20 million vaccines administered across the state, it is time to turn the page on our tier system and begin looking for fully reopening California's economy. That's what Gavin Newsom said at the time. That was, I don't know, a month ago.
But 20 million. And I understand California is a big place.
It is a big place.
Are you going to look that up?
I'll look it up here. Yeah.
I'm curious about that because I know California is a very big state, but 20 million vaccines sound like a lot.
Yeah.
I know it's not all of them, but
37 million makes the population.
so hold on, just so we're clear.
Yeah.
20 million vaccines have been given in the state out of a state of, like I said, 37 million.
Right.
Give or take.
So they're about 60%.
You know, and you're going to turn around and go back to making everyone wear masks?
Yep. Everyone, including those who are vaccinated, have to wear masks indoor and out.
You know, this sounds exactly like this is just one of those situations where like the kid gets in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to
And everybody gets in trouble.
Everybody gets in trouble.
One kid gets in trouble, but everybody gets in trouble.
Yeah, that's kind of what this is.
This is you're punishing the entire group.
Yep. All the people who've done what you've told them to do, they've gotten vaccinated. They stay the 6 feet. They've done all that stuff. And now you're telling them they have to stay that way because you're trying to punish 10 million people?
Mm-hmm. So that
Wow.
what you're punishing 10 million folks or 17 million folks.
Whatever.
Okay. So you're trying to punish 17 million people, but you're instead punishing 37 million people.
Good thing they don't do that for stuff like guns.
Right?
Oh, wait. Oops. Wop, wop.
Yeah, they do that.
They do that.
They
for
do
guns.
that, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do.
it's one of those situations. Yeah, I just I'm looking at these stories about this stuff and everything that's going on, and it doesn't. I know California's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I know California's crazy.
We know.
we know California's crazy.
Been there.
Done that.
Lived there.
I actually went there.
I lived there.
You lived there. That's not well. That's your own fault. But I went there.
I was also younger and more naive. Now, I wasn't thrilled about. I wanted to live there after I got out of the military. And this was in 01.
Yeah.
And I almost tried to until I realized that the girlfriend I had at the time was sharing a 2-bedroom apartment, probably half the size of this house, for $700 a month at the time.
Nice.
No, it wasn't, because it was not even in a nice section of town either.
Oh,
So, just saying.
well, that's just how it works. That's right, Kathy. Orange man bad. Orange man bad. That's all it is. That's all there is to it.
Tech Rue over on the Twitters. Maybe I shouldn't have complained about the repeat show on iHeart. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
See what happens?
Distracting the crap out of us, man.
See what happens?
We had to go dead silent because Dylan was distracted too.
Well, I wasn't actually reading that one. I was reading Adam W. Johnson, who said they forgot to run the 20-minute rerun pre-show of Ron saying, "Please stand by." And I couldn't understand that. And when I was reading that, you were still talking, and then you picked your phone up to do something,
Yes.
which I'm assuming was to get a hold of El Jefe.
Yes.
And
it's fixed.
And it's
already.
fixed now, yeah.
It's
but
already fixed.
But in doing all of that, it distracted me because I couldn't understand what he was talking about. And I'm like, why are you texting right now? What's going on? But and then you were like, oh, we're going to, I didn't know that. We're getting it fixed or something like that. And I got, in my brain, it was like a 10-car pile up. It just,
Everything just crushed. Yeah, that's okay.
yeah. Good
Yes,
times, great
that's
oldies,
fine.
though.
So the Nights You Say Knee over there on the Twitter's asking a very important question. Random liquid?
Mm-hmm.
Like boiling sugar? Or Jussie Smollett's bleach?
Yes. I'm just saying, it could have been anything. And
Any of it could work.
any of it's good, for a hot summer New York day.
Right.
Telling you though, New
That's-
York is going again. Going back to New York, LA, they're going back to the way they were back in, as Kathy had mentioned earlier on Facebook too, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the graffiti, the trash, the crime rate.
Everything's going right
all
back up.
because of of what's going on, who's in power, how they're running things. They're more worried about hurting people's feelings than they are of actually keeping law and order.
And not even hurting people's feelings.
Yeah,
It's not people's feelings that
That's
they're
the
trying
worst
to.
part.
They're
It's-
not trying to avoid hurting people's feelings.
Yeah.
Because, well, they hurt everybody's feelings.
Yeah, they
What
do.
they're trying to do is avoid hurting political party
Mm-hmm.
feelings.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with actual people.
Yeah, that's the sad part about it.
It's all about the political party. It's all about the group, the backers, the additional politicians. They're not trying.
Make sure that we don't mess up the that election coming up, because we got to be able to pay for that. The only way we could pay for that is if we make these people happy.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that, okay, so this is one of the things that I really am irked about when it comes to this sort of thing.
All our way irked.
Like a lot of irked.
Okay.
Very irked.
Would you call
It's irksome.
Would you say it's so, or it irks you so much you might be an Urkel?
No, but they might be.
Did I do that?
Yes. Yes, you did. So, yeah, one of these biggest things, the biggest things that I see here is when we're talking about these politically controlled environments where you have like New York and LA, where it's not just that they're partisan divide or whatever else. It's so controlled by one majority section that is only worried about the people that give them money, that they don't care about the rest of the rest of the people. They don't care about what actually happens to the plebeians. They don't care about what happens to the little guys and all the rest of them. It doesn't matter. And one of the biggest issues with that is we don't know who's backing them.
That is a good point.
We don't know because it's all ran through super PAC money, through the DNCs and the RNCs and, funny enough, the CPACs and all the rest of it. We don't know who's actually giving this money out and who's being supported by said money. We just know that there comes a time when party politics happens and suddenly this guy gets an extra $500 million and that guy gets 20 cents,
And that's being generous.
That's being generous on his part because, well, he should know better.
Yeah, how dare you buck the system? It is not your turn. We have not allowed you to be able to get in. The powers that be are the guys that hold the power, are not the guys who actually make it to office.
Right. The guys that hold the power are the guys that wait their turn, apparently.
Well, I was going to say, no. It's the guys who decide whose turn it is next.
Yeah.
That's the people who hold the power. The guys who never, ever actually come to the forefront of anything. The guys who set up
Never see
everything.
in the front.
Yeah, they're always
Never see
working in
these
the background. Those are the guys who hold the power.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the biggest issues that I see when it comes to our political parties, when it comes to how we do our elections. I'm sorry, but can I ask you a question? Do you think it is fair that we have to put our people into a political party before we can actually elect them?
I think
We have to submit them to a political party to then be approved by a political party before they are allowed to represent us.
I think I find it just humorous that you asked me a question about something being fair in 2021.
Oh yeah, I know, but for real.
No,
For real, though.
I'm right. You're right. Because the way that there's no actual rule that says it's supposed to be that way. Anybody, theoretically,
Yeah.
can just run. The problem with it is as Stephen is trying to allude to, and as we've mentioned in the beginning, it depends on how much money they have as to how loud their voice is going to be heard.
Right.
And when you start bucking the system, when you start doing things and making waves and stuff, they will squish you quick.
It's like, why do you think we only have a two-party system technically in America?
Because it's easier to control.
The general populace.
Exactly. Because all you're doing at that point is you have, and we all know this, that you find one or two things that you could point at and say, nope, this is why we're completely opposite. We are on the completely opposite side. And you keep those two little divides wedging further and further into the country so they can bicker about that. The whole time, guys on the right, guys on the left are virtually the same.
They have there's no difference.
None.
There's no discernible difference between politicians on the right and the left in America today.
They aren't. They're all doing the exact same thing.
Few exceptions.
Yeah, there are very, very few exceptions. And even some of those exceptions
Sometimes
fail.
Yeah, they fail and they waver in.
Uh-huh. And it's just the way it is.
It's like, you know what? We probably needed to air out this dirty laundry.
Which one?
I think we need to air out the dirty laundry of the interview that we did with a politician.
Okay.
I think we need to air it out.
Okay, go for it.
So we interviewed a politician.
Yeah.
Young, upcoming, like brand new out of the box.
Yeah.
The whole deal.
Are we going to name the name? Or
Yeah,
are we just going to do
go
it? Okay.
ahead.
Yeah, this is the only one. Well, it's the only one we've done recently. Madison Cawthorn.
Yeah.
The guy who hit was it 11th district or 20th?
Whatever. The newest district in North Carolina.
Yeah, which magically appeared out of nowhere.
Thin freaking
The
air.
kid himself came
Out of nowhere.
out of nowhere.
And he looks on paper amazing.
Yeah, we
He looks amazing on paper.
after a conversation with a very dear friend of ours,
Who happens to have backstage tickets to pretty much everything.
because he
Did
ran
it.
at least
He did
twice.
it.
Yeah,
Because he did it.
because he's done it. He has those connections and he knows.
Yeah.
Was kind enough to inform me that Madison Cawthorn came up from out of nowhere. Because if I'm remembering the conversation correctly, it was a new district that popped up, and his dad is the treasurer, I think, of the RNC for North Carolina. I believe, if I remember that way. And dad works for Merrill Lynch.
So your father works for Merrill Lynch.
If I'm remembering this
which
correctly.
means you have huge money backing you immediately.
Yeah.
And he's also potentially the treasurer of the RNC.
Mm-hmm. So,
And you wonder why somebody like him, young, fine, upstart, 25 years old or whatnot, boom.
it was all an attempt to, because if you think about it, they needed a young kid to be able to win in that particular district of North Carolina because of the fact that that area is very much kind of a college area. And they have to compete with the blue side, and the only way to do that is to reach the young, and the only way to reach the young is to have a young guy there.
Yeah, right. That's the only way. And he's handicapped.
Well, now
He's in a wheelchair.
He wasn't, I don't think, at the time.
Yes,
but
he
is
was.
now. Not well.
He was in a
has-
wheelchair.
Not his whole life. That was a
No,
car
no,
accident.
at the time of the elections
No, I know,
and everything
but
else.
I'm saying. But
Yeah, yeah.
anyway,
Well, yeah.
so come to find out that it's
a lot of backhand deals.
He's just part of the
He's part of the
establishment.
system.
He says the right things when he needs to. He makes his little wave here and there, and that's it.
And we got played.
yeah, we did. Yeah,
We got
did.
played.
So, but that won't happen again. Promise you
No,
that.
that's right.
So,
Especially here in North Carolina.
no. I saw her face.
Ba, 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 ba.
Now I'm a believer.
Ba, 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 ba. Anyway, yeah, I'll take Tech Roo 2024 all day long. I know that guy.
I don't, so I won't. I'm gonna have to do some digging.
I know that guy.
No, that's fine. You do. You can make that vote confidently. I have to talk to him. I have to.
He's not quite an alcoholic, but he does love his beer.
I'm not worried about that. That's the least of my worries with what we've had roll
we
through that.
had the whole Supreme Court guy,
No, I know.
Kavanaugh or whatever.
No. That's on the bottom of my list. No, I'd have to ask some questions and find some things out. I need to study his record and things like that, because otherwise.
I mean, he did vote as a delegate.
And that means what?
That means he voted as a delegate.
That means he did technically what he was told to do.
Yes, he did his job.
There you go. So he's already puts him 2 steps above everybody, every other politician.
He actually did his job.
He's miles ahead of the
rest of them.
The DNC down in Texas. Yes.
Yeah, Toby.
Yeah, that's
right.
exactly right.
Just a hair too connected. Like,
and had we known all of this, we wouldn't have bothered.
it's one of those things that now that we know that we have this connection that actually
I
has
should have
this
utilized
connection, we should have
before.
utilized it
I didn't
before.
think about it.
Now it's going to be a driving force through everything that we do. Hey, we've got this guy coming on.
And this guy's also going to help us. There's a lot of new things coming down the pike that we might be working on. So.
Yeah, might
Yay.
be. Might
Well,
be. We are.
We are.
We
but
are. It's what happens.
It's a matter of time.
But we do have some guy that I think might be interesting here with the video.
We didn't get our shot.
Not yet. The big break.
This is Defenders Live.
Oh, let's see. At Nights You Say Knee over Twitter. Hey guys, at least at Tech Roo doesn't have anything hiding in his pouch because he doesn't have a pouch.
That's a lie.
You've seen his pouch? Never mind. I don't want to know. And Tech Roo follows up with, I voted to censure Liz Cheney, which again is a good mark in
That's
your
a good
favor.
start, yeah.
But I'm not frivolous. After my debacle, and I say debacle, it was more of a personal thing with me. But after my little poo-poo situation with Ted Cruz back when he was running back in 2016,
yeah,
and the way I've learned real quick, like I'm like, not just going to throw it away to anybody just because it all sounds good.
Just because you're a good guy and we know you or whatever.
I'm not. Sorry. It's nothing personal.
Love you.
I got burned bad.
Yeah, it's not
Or I
good.
feel I have been burned bad, and
you
therefore
feel like
I'm
you
not
were burned,
going
so.
to. Toby McAvoy over on the Facebooks. It's heartbreaking when a grassroots candidate turns out to be a little too well connected.
Yeah, and that's one of the problems, right?
That is the problem.
It's like one of those things that you look at and you're like, how did he actually get anywhere with what he was
Remember
doing?
when we first got ready to talk to him and
Yeah.
everything else, even we admitted it. We're like,
He got on quick.
It's like came literally out of nowhere. The
Literally.
district was brand new.
Everything was brand
He
new.
was never heard of before and
Dropped out of the
suddenly
sky.
here he is.
Like, if he could have dropped out of the sky, that'd have been it.
Well, he could have, but
Yeah.
it would have hurt.
But there's some guy that didn't drop out of the sky.
Yes, I've seen this guy.
In fact, he exploded onto the scene.
That's sad. I mean, he probably would laugh at it, but
That's right.
that's
Come on.
all right. Fine.
Thank you. I need something. In
I had to laugh at it. There's the military side of me. The dark side is just.
I really
laughing too
hope that
hard.
he would laugh at that joke about himself.
Oh yeah, he would.
Come
for
on.
Sure.
Yeah, that's just. He's one of the. But so Sam Brown has decided that he's going to run for Senate, and he has a video, and I'd like to play.
You wanna play it?
I want to play the video. For
Okay,
you.
play it.
That's what we're gonna do here.
Okay.
I believe there is something inside all of us that drives us to never give up. Whether at the highest peak or the lowest valley, I think each American is uniquely here in this country at this time for a reason and a mission. When I was in the 1st Infantry Division, our motto was, no mission too difficult, no sacrifice too great, duty first. These words are as true to me today as they were 15 years ago. A lot has changed since then, but not my commitment to duty first. After West Point, I had a mission: protect my men and make my country proud. In 2008, when my Humvee hit a roadside bomb in Afghanistan, I found myself on fire, burning to death. I was saved from that moment of terror and hopelessness by my gunner. Running through bullets and mortar fire, he reached out to me saying, "Sir, I've got you." The men I was determined to save saved me. That's duty first. Years of recovery followed. Now, America needs its own recovery. Record unemployment, massive business closures, ruined dreams, desperate families. But rather than sharing in our sacrifice, our political leaders bicker. They point fingers and jockey for political gain. Where's the accountability? Too often, it was their policies that created the misery they now promise they'll save us from. As though the $1,200 they send us will buy back our crushed hopes. Real leaders don't bark orders, they don't divide, they don't pit people against one another to gain power. I believe we need representatives who will put aside personal ambition and empower Nevada's families to regain control over their own lives. I believe we need representatives who truly put duty to country first. And when they say "I've got you," they mean it. If you're ready to put others first, if you're ready to take back control and demand accountability from a political class that has failed to serve the Constitution, then I hope you'll join our movement. I'm Sam Brown, and I'm running for U.S. Senate.
Nice. Yes.
It hits all the notes.
No, it does.
It hits all the notes.
It does. I
And I will say that it's, paid for by him.
yeah. No.
Paid for by him, not by anybody else.
Yeah.
Paid for by him.
So that's a promising note. At least the ad's paid for by him.
At least he paid for his own stuff.
At
right?
least, yeah.
That's
So far, it's still early. I mean, it sounds good, and we'll see.
funny enough. The video was censored by Twitter.
It was.
Yeah, because of his face.
His face wasn't that bad. I mean, is it different? Yes, but
The contains potentially sensitive
no,
content.
I see that.
His face was not that bad.
No, it was.
Although it did have the one picture to where he was like doing the whole rehab thing. And
No,
like,
yeah, but
that whole it had that one
I
picture.
seen a video the other day of a guy who literally was born with no lower jaw, and
They were fine with it.
there were no issues there.
Right, yeah. But he,
Yeah.
who's running for a political party, or a political seat anyway, U.S. Senate. And I'm guessing, I would guess that he's running as a Republican.
I'm assuming so. It doesn't say.
Nope.
So that's another promising little bit right there. That at least it
It's
doesn't.
kind of nice. He's like, I'm not.
Of course, he's going to come out later and be like, "Oh, yeah,
Sure, yeah, Republican, yeah, whatever.
yeah, of
But at the
course."
same point of time, like, he's just running for Senate.
In Vegas, I mean, not Vegas, Nevada could use it.
They really
Sure.
could. They really could.
For sure.
And I hope we like I said, I hope we're gonna do. We haven't put him on for interview. I would.
No,
I kind of would like to,
I'm gonna see if I can reach out.
but we need to get info.
Oh, of course.
We need more info
I know.
because we're not making the same mistake that we made last time.
No. Well, I mean, granted, our connection is more
Mild.
Of,
It's only for North Carolina.
it's only,
locals,
yeah,
but
local
we
one, but-
have people in Nevada too, so
Oh, we do, don't we?
yeah, we do.
Okay. Yeah, we might have to get some feedbacks on some of that. But yeah, no, I'm down for whatever.
Yeah,
Because the only thing that I'm tired of hearing about when it comes to the whole political thing is everybody is still talking about how bad the other people are doing and how this person, just vote for me and I'm going to make it better. And I'm not a fan of that. I would like it to be one time of, hey guys, yes, everything sucks. You know how I'm going to fix it? I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to let you do. You are the bosses. You make the decision. I'm getting out of your way.
right.
I'm going to
Vote for me, and I'll do my best to make sure everybody gets out of your way.
If everything, whatever it involves, if it involves freedom and getting it, you will have it. Like that's
it. If it involves you getting more about things that you don't really need or deserve, no.
Yeah. Toby McAvoy over on the Facebook over there. Here in Nevada, very few candidates disclose their party affiliation in their ads. I didn't know that. Well, I mean, most of them don't like actually say it, but usually it's somewhere.
Yeah, but
Some
apparently
kind of
in Nevada
indication.
they don't disclose it at all.
Oh, okay.
That's what he's saying. Like, it doesn't matter. It's not
Yeah,
there.
he said it takes a lot of words to hit all the notes. That's true.
It's true. It really does. And he basically hit all the notes with the things.
Oh yeah, it takes a lot of words, especially when you're it's something like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I'm just saying,
Well, I mean,
just the sound of it.
really quite atrocious.
Quite atrocious,
Yeah, it's quite. Yeah, it's quite.
Just saying.
I know. Yeah. Well, just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
I'm done. You want to keep going
you
with it?
all
We
right
can.
with this?
I mean, you can
You're
keep going.
fine?
Sure.
All right.
I just thought it was funny.
It is funny.
It makes me giggle.
Yeah. In other good news.
Hold on.
What?
There's tweets.
Okay.
TechRoo apparently is chatty this evening.
He's on the bandwagon.
Like,
He's stumping.
he is. He's stumping. One, water freezes at too high a temperature, 32 degrees, isn't even cold by Wyoming standards. If elected president, I will push for legislation to lower the freezing point of water. You know how you do that? You just move it all to Celsius.
That's right.
Ta-da. And
Zero.
And if you do that, I will kick you as hard as I possibly can in your non-pouch.
What about Kelvin?
I'd go Kelvin. At least it's the other direction. I'm good with that.
I thought Kelvin was basically in between.
No, I thought Kelvin was higher. I thought because maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Maybe you are.
No, I just don't want. I don't want to go to Celsius because then that means we're going to the metric system, and if we do all that, then we might as well be Canada.
Well, okay. All right. Hold on. As far as the metric system goes, everything's even.
Yeah, I got that. Unless
And it's clean.
unless you're trying to bake something.
It is clean math.
I got
sir.
that. Unless you try to bake something. Unless you're trying to do anything with when you're talking about fractional measurements,
Okay.
then you have to have a conversion table.
Oh, grams.
Yeah, but it's still a conversion table.
Why?
You have to still convert it
Why?
because that's how it works.
Why would you have to convert it?
Because it's not going to be the same.
What do you mean? It's the same thing.
No, it's not. I'm just saying.
Because people. Kelvin is Celsius plus 273. So yes, it is higher.
Told you.
There you go.
So there you go. Yeah, because Kelvin is what they start measuring. That's what they do. Isn't that what they do? That's how they measure like heat, like the taste of like peppers and stuff. Isn't that by Kelvin?
No.
What am I thinking of? What's that one? What is the one that they did?
Think.
No, don't start with me. I'm not in the mood today. You've watched enough of the
Scoville.
Scoville, that's what it was.
Scoville.
Okay. Kelvin is the one that they measure the sun by. I don't know. Kelvin. What do they measure Kelvin or use to measure Kelvin?
It's only for science. It's only,
I got that, but what?
It's only for science.
Okay.
They only use it for scientific reasons. And stuff.
Nights is saying that DOA show endorses Bobby Newport for public office.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, you even get what he's talking about? You know who Bobby Newport is?
I remember where I saw it, but I don't remember what show it was.
That's Parks and Rec.
Was it Parker? Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bobby Newport.
I see this. This works.
It was fantastic.
I'm terrible with shows, man. I really am.
No, that's what makes it find it funny because
I do know where it's from.
Ron
It's just-
Swanson.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grow up and be Ron Swanson one day.
One day.
One day. I'll never
Yeah,
have a mustache like that though.
Yeah, and you have to learn how to work wood properly.
I could do that.
He really likes to work his wood.
See, TechRoo's on board with me at DOA show over on Twitter. The metric system is total nonsense, totally unnatural. Don't even get me started.
It's mathematically perfect. Shut up.
And it's not accurate. It's not.
It is accurate.
No, it is not.
It is too.
The hell it is.
Stop it.
It's not. It rounds things.
You
That's why
round
it's
things.
even. I'm round. I don't round things. Night you say knee over on Twitter. Kelvin is the Star Trek timeline. At least he didn't say something smart alecky like, Kelvin, that's the guy, that's the, Kelvin Smith, the guy who did Clerks and
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
all that jazz.
Yeah, that guy.
Jay and Silent Bob.
He could have done that.
He could have.
But no, there's some good news though.
There is. I'm excited about this one.
This is a good one.
It's odd, actually, to have good news on our show.
Right.
At least here lately, because everything's always crap.
That's pretty true. Yeah, but a Colorado-based nonprofit was able to open its first group home for homeless veterans on Sunday.
That is awesome.
It was all thanks
mean,
to the effort of a high school student from the other side of the country
That's even better. I mean, but it is.
who raised tens of thousands of dollars
So, okay.
at least $10,000 for the cause by running a marathon.
That's a lot of running.
That
dude.
is a lot of that's a lot of running.
I'm glad that there's no charity that is dependent upon me running,
Nope.
because they wouldn't get a dime.
No,
I'm gonna run a marathon to raise money. And
No,
then
the
come back,
charity is
here's
about
my
how
nickel.
the charity is based upon how fast you fall out.
If that's the case,
Done, right?
I got that in the bag, son.
Yeah.
in the bag.
Michael Ferrara,
Ferrara.
not Ferrari, Ferrara.
Ferrara.
Exactly.
Okay.
Doesn't back down from a challenge. You see, so last year when the 17-year-old was in high school in New Jersey, he found out about a 22 push-up for 22-day challenge on social media to raise awareness for veteran suicides. He was in. Challenge was issued by the House of Warriors, a Colorado-based nonprofit that seeks to improve the quality of life for homeless and injured vets through housing and housing resources.
Cool.
As Ferrara and his father, Raymond, who's 50, learned about the House of Warriors and its cause doing push-ups on social media, didn't seem like he was doing enough. So Ferrara's family, because they have a strong military background, both his grandfathers served, one in the Navy, one in the Army, and his uncle, Anthony, served in the Marines.
Okay.
Ferrara aspires to follow in his family's tradition by studying mechanical engineering in the U.S. Air Force Academy
Ooh, nice.
or another military school, whatever comes about. He cares deeply about the veteran issues and serves as the president of the Hunterdon Central Regional High School's Student Soldier Support Club.
Wow.
That's a long
That's
title.
a long one.
Yeah, volunteering his time to run supply drives to support troops overseas and also to visit with homeless veterans.
That's awesome.
That is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Quote, our veterans in active military are real live heroes, each and every one of them. After realizing that the people who fought for our country are living in the streets, I looked for even more ways to help. Quote, I thought it would be absolutely terrible that there are people that served our country and our homes on the street, unable to enjoy their freedom that they fought for.
It's
So
the
they're
type,
homeless and on the street.
Yeah.
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 They are homeless and on the street, unable to enjoy the freedoms that they fought for. Why did people not know how to type?
I don't know. Why would a place like this not have a better editor?
I don't know. Most people might donate a small amount of money to an organization and support the cause they care about, but Ferrara immediately contacted the House of Warriors CEO, Andrew Canales, and asked how he could get involved. Quote, we got into a Zoom and they both became our first ambassadors for the organization. That's what Canales said.
Nice.
He explained that Ferrara and his father, he explained to them that the most pressing need for the organization was funding. House of Warriors had great ambitions to open up houses where homeless veterans could get off the streets
That's awesome.
and find some stability to turn their lives around. So Ferrara had an idea.
Okay.
He could combine his passions for serving the veterans with his determination to challenge himself. and push his body to the absolute limits
Okay.
because he's crazy.
Because he's
He's a crazy
because he was a
17-year-old
17-year-old kid who
He's a
thinks he's
yeah.
Superman. Yeah,
Exactly.
I gotcha. Okay.
He is an athlete. You know, he participated in martial arts since he was 3 years old, earning his first black belt at 10
Wow.
in Taekwondo.
Oh, never mind. I was impressed.
You were
until-
there,
I
and
was there, and then you said
TKD.
Taekwondo, and I'm like, no.
But it depends which TKD. Is it American TKD or is it actually
How much? I'm gonna bet you it was probably an American.
TKD? Well,
Probably.
it was in it.
I mean, he earned it for. He went from 3 to 10,
and made it.
and that's what I'm saying. At 10
Yeah.
years old, he got his
Okay.
first black belt.
All right.
But
that's not.
You don't get that
We're
in-
not disparaging his efforts.
no.
at all.
His efforts are fantastic. I think that you might as well have taken ballet, but I digress.
That's fine. It's a bunch of kicks.
It's all it is.
Bunch of kicks.
River dance, Chief. You could have done just as good. Just as good.
Raymond, his father, was quoted as saying, from 3 years old, he was 100%. It's just always been about discipline.
Good.
He described his son as always pushing himself, always taking on a new challenge, always persevering to conquer his next goal.
It's awesome.
That is awesome. In his freshman year of high school, Ferrara said that he began to run to improve his cardio for jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
So he moved on. He
He's
graduated.
redeemed himself.
He graduated to jiu-jitsu.
he learned it. He's like, this is stupid.
he graduated to jiu-jitsu.
I'll give it to him.
Yep. At first, he would run like 2.5 miles at a loop around his neighborhood.
I wish I could run 2.5 miles.
He said, "quote The most I ever run was 5 miles.
Okay.
One day on social media, I discovered David Goggins.
Okay.
Goggins is a retired Navy SEAL and an accomplished endurance athlete and a motivational speaker who has completed over 60 ultra marathons, triathlons, and ultra triathlons, overcoming asthma, obesity, and congenital heart defects."
Wow. Now, I'm sorry. Just the word marathon scares me.
He said ultra.
Yeah, but when you throw the word ultra into there,
Nope.
I'm too tired to even stand there and
Just
hand
me
you-
reading that phrase.
Yeah,
got me
I'm like,
tired.
I'm
I'm
pooped
winded,
now.
man.
Like I
Quotes.
daggone it.
I learned about a story and I realized that I could push myself way beyond what I ever thought were my limits. So one day, I randomly went out and ran 10 miles.
Okay.
Running that distance hurt, but the pain was a challenge. So the next weekend, he ran 15.
Wow.
In a span of 2 weeks, I went from running 5 miles to 15 miles. I thought to myself, if I was able to increase my distance by 10 miles in just 2 weeks out of pure determination, how far could I run if I followed a plan and dedicated myself?
Holy cow. Okay.
This kid's like crazy.
Yeah, this
This is getting good, but still, like, he's crazy.
yeah. I'm feeling more and more like I'm
sad about yourself.
Yeah,
aren't you? More
yeah.
down on each other. Yeah. He started a 16-week training program that began with running 24 miles per week and culminated running 45 miles weekly, totaling 486 miles ran.
what the hell?
By November of his sophomore year, Ferrara completed a 26.2-mile Philadelphia marathon. And after that, he ran a 31-mile ultra marathon with 4,000 feet elevation gain.
Holy cow. You realize how thin the air is?
That's a lot.
I'm a wuss now.
Yep.
I mean, I was keeping neck and neck with him with the whole
You were good.
Taekwondo thing. I'm like, I
Taekwondo,
got you there,
jiu-jitsu,
Chief.
I
Even
got
jiu-jitsu,
you.
I got you. We're
5
even.
miles.
The moment he did the whole running thing, nope.
Nope, done. You're out.
Sorry.
Well, you got bad knees.
I do.
You got really bad knees.
I do. Mm-hmm. Well, it's what happens when you blow the one knee out. I blew the left knee out or right knee out playing basketball in high school, and I messed up the left one by getting hit by a parked car. So
I'm not going to ask.
I wasn't drunk. I got hit by a parked car. This is so.
I didn't ask.
Well, wait. Finish the story. I'll tell that story later.
All right. Anyway, so beyond all of that,
He
he decided that instead of just running to run, he was gonna run for charity. Mm-hmm. And he discovered that the House of Warriors had a 45th annual Marine Corps marathon in October. He thought that was a good time.
So now's as good a time as
He's like,
any.
you know what? This is a great idea.
Yeah.
An online fundraiser Ferrara started ultimately raised $10,315. Afterwards, the Student Soldier Support Club held a school-wide run-walk event that raised another $1,000 or $1,100. In
Nice.
addition to the donation followed. At the end, Ferrara had raised about $12,000. But the family says that it wouldn't have been possible without their network of support.
I don't know. It sounds like this kid.
Sounds like it would have been possible for
It
this kid.
literally
at all
sounds like
times.
he's carrying it all on his own
he
back.
could carry
so
this. He could carry this for days.
That's just.
He's Forrest Gumping this.
I know. Well, and it's the night you say Neo over Twitter. This kid ran 15 miles, so he's an idiot. I was gonna say,
Well-
yeah. Well, no, and for me, like I'm
It
kind of.
depends, I
I'm
guess.
kind, and again, it's good for do it for charity. To do it just to say to do it, like he said, run 15 miles. He didn't say it was chased.
He didn't
for
say
15 miles.
jog. Yeah, no, not even jogged. Not even walked.
Yeah,
ran.
Like I can't. I wish I could, and I probably could if I sacked up and actually tried. I could get a little bit, but man, I hate running. I would much rather bike.
I mean, I know that I can steadily jog
I could
for a
jog.
good 20 minutes.
Oh no, I can't do that.
I can do that.
Nope.
I can steadily jog for 20 minutes, but I'm not going fast.
I'm giving 10 minutes and I'm done.
Really?
Well, I
You're out.
Smoke.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's part of
and
it.
knees.
Well, no, more of it. And at that point, it's my
breath.
My endurance is crap.
Well, yeah. Well, that's why you need to work on it.
I know. Things go like they're supposed to, we'll be able to.
Right.
Again.
Maybe, potentially, things.
Yeah, but I said if it happens.
things and stuff.
Stuff and things.
Things and stuff.
So.
But yeah, so I
But good on this kid, man.
that's awesome.
The only thing that and it always, I was going to say.
I bet this kid could actually make a living off of doing this.
Oh, I'm sure he could. I'm sure he could. I don't. It bothers me a little bit that we find out all this stuff happens from, what. He's in Jersey.
Yeah.
And he's doing this stuff for stuff in Colorado. I mean, I get.
Where's the stuff in Jersey?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
There's guys in Jersey too that need this.
yeah.
And I'm not saying that you're doing the wrong thing, kid.
No,
because you did it right.
Yeah,
You're
no,
doing
I'm
it
not
right.
Poo-pooing this kid at all.
No, not at all.
It just-
this guy's doing it right.
It bugs me though that or what about the people in Colorado? Like,
Where are you?
I'm not saying there aren't anybody there, but I'm saying I don't think there's anybody.
Right. Yeah. Well,
this kid
they're all
raised
high.
$12,000 by himself.
In Colorado, they're all high.
That might be it.
They're
That
all
might be
high.
it.
So what are they doing?
Being high.
Yeah.
So
Sitting
anyway.
around eating munchies, man.
Eating munchies?
Yeah, eating the munchies.
You've never been high.
You're right.
Because you said that wrong.
I know. They
You don't
have the
eat the
munchies and
munchies.
they eat the foods.
There you go.
I know that.
Okay.
They're eating the munchies.
Okay. No, you eat Funyuns. Funyuns, man.
Zigzags, bro. Zigzag.
Love that movie.
All
Man. Okay. So,
right. Yeah. You good?
do we have time to get into that one? I
No,
don't know if
not
we
at all.
do.
No, we don't. No, we're like.
Oh no, that's 7 to 9 minutes. No,
Yeah,
good
no,
lord.
no, we're a minute out from the
All
end
right,
here,
so let's see. Sweatimus Prime over on Twitter, they did have to change the weight of the kilogram because it lost matter or something. So technically, at Dylan Lyles is correct, and we all know that technically correct is the best kind of correct. Thank you. Thank you. That's all I need is a little bit of support.
Just-
That's it.
that's all you need is a little support.
I did well.
You,
Shut up.
you need an underwire, sir.
I'm not that bad. I'm safe in a sports bra. Thank you very much. Any bigger, and I'm gonna need to have underwire.
I mean, I can't say much. I can't say much.
yeah, you can.
No, I can't.
You can't. Dude.
No, not with my height. I
Yeah,
can't.
but that doesn't mean anything.
no, it does.
No.
It really does.
Oh,
Dude, I'm to the point now to like obviously I'm working out at least once a week, if not more.
Did you go today?
No, I'm gonna go tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, but like I've got my belt, and then I've got the gut over my belt, and I've never had that. And it
Oh, it
pisses me off so much.
Yeah. Yeah, I've bypassed that.
No,
It's
I
there.
hate it. I hate it so much.
Mine's the type that once it flops over, it's touching the button. Yeah, that's why I hate sitting down half the time. But, you know, like I said, things and stuff and stuff and things.
Things and stuff.
Who knows? You
Yeah.
know what doesn't ever change in my diet is American Pride Roasters coffee.
American Pride Roasters coffee?
Yes, it is historically great coffee. It's guaranteed to make you swallow every single time you put it into your mouth.
I heard you can get that at AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Well, by God, you can. It's funny that you mentioned that. AmericanPrideRoasters.com is where you go for historically great coffee. Mojo50.com is where you go to check out 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365
News Talk.
news talk. Liberty,
And then
free
sometimes our
speech.
replays
Sometimes.
when we're live.
Follow us on all the social medias at DOAE Show. Follow us on the Facebooks at DOAE Show.
Go to our website.
DOAE Show. A whole nother hour to go. Guys, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Think I'm joking.
Think I'm
Getting a shot here.
joking. Well, what? I gotta go potty.
Okay. Duka Muhammad. Muhammad Jihad. Duka Muhammad Ali. Whoop.
Oh, good Lord. Did you give me a double?
It was the last little bit in the bottle.
Oh. Mm-hmm. So I gotta go buy more?
Or I do. I will this time.
Well, no, I need to buy some.
You just want some for the house.
At this point, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Love you too. Oh, my God. It gave me goosebumps.
And then it did. I can see them.
Yeah.
Oh, there it hit mine. Gave to me too.
That was so good, it gave me goosebumps. Lord have mercy. Ay, Dios mío. Oh, that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff.
We're having the good stuff. Anyway.
Poor Ron.
What? What do you mean, poor Ron?
The whole thing earlier.
Oh, yeah, whatever. It's fine. Things happen. Why do you keep on sending me that? We don't care.
About what?
The transgender man that somehow made himself lactate. Or a transgender woman that made himself lactate by taking a whole bunch of hormones and pills and everything else.
So? I don't.
His husband, wife had a baby.
That's just so bad.
2 transgender people.
It sounds like a bad joke.
Literally, it's 2 people.
2 peas in a pot.
2 people of opposite gender decide that they want to be the opposite gender, and then they get together to get married like a regular family. Except for the what would be the guy in the relationship had the baby, and the
This is one of his prime. I was talking like Christian Bale as Batman is making me a little uncomfortable.
Wait, what? When did you do that? When did that happen?
Oh, I suddenly want to be a jerk now.
Let's do it.
I'm not going to, but
You can.
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Thought I was 6 feet under.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah. Well, you know, when things happen, yeah.
When it goes like, there's number 3.
Sweat of his prime over there on the Twitters at Dylan Lyles talking like Christian Bale as Batman is making me a little uncomfortable.
See, because so that just makes me think of it. I mentioned it off the air a second ago. Was it College? I think it was College Humor.
College Humor, yeah.
That little stretch of Batman.
Trying to find his voice.
We're like, yeah, there was one where he's trying to find his voice and he's going through all the different accents and stuff like that. That makes me giggle.
The high pitch voice.
Yeah.
The very, very low pitch.
Where are the trunks, man? That's
Bilbo Baggins.
I know.
You that
That's-
whole-
I wish I could get Don Knotts' voice down because I think
I
it'd be
can't.
fantastic.
It's terrible.
Well, I mean, because again, it's how funny would it be to do a skit of?
Things as Don Knotts as.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say like Don Knotts as Gandalf.
Right.
I'm sorry, would be a great skit if I could get the voice nailed down. Oh my god, that'd be a hit.
Bilbo Baggins.
Do not take me for a conjurer of cheap you know, that's not even close.
No, but it's close enough.
I bet you we
Honestly, it's close enough.
Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh, you have to yell when you.
I know that's why I'm not trying to do it.
Yeah, you got to yell with that.
Or what if you did Christopher Walken? You could do Christopher Walken. I can't
do it pretty well.
I can't do Christopher Walken.
Well, what are we talking about here? Are we doing like
Playing Gandalf.
Oh, Gandalf.
Insert a line of Gandalf.
insert? Okay, hold
Insert line here.
on. Insert line here because I don't know all the lines with the things and the stuff.
Oh, there was a
though,
stretch
so-
there where that was the those 3 movies were the only 3 things I had, and I watched them. I almost could recite them to you.
Wow.
I almost could. I didn't say I can.
But you
I
could-
almost could.
Yeah. Well, like, all right.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on.
What?
Wait.
What's wrong?
That's
from the book.
Those are from the book.
And actually, hold on. I think that's actually from The Hobbit too.
Yeah, those are from the book and from The Hobbit mainly, and not the thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're totally trying to avoid doing a show.
We are completely, absolutely.
Anyway,
So you know that Daniel Horowitz guy?
I don't know him.
You
I've
know
heard
of him?
I've heard of him. I don't
You've
know
heard
what
of
he
him,
does.
right? You heard of the guy, right?
I have. Beg your pardon.
So he wrote an opinion piece.
Shocker.
Yeah. Well, that's what he does.
That's what he does. It's
That's what
kind
he
of his job.
Well, he wrote an opinion piece.
He is the writer's type.
And I just want you to get a gander at this because it's
Gander away.
okay. All right. So you have the right and bodily privacy to use the opposite sex's bathroom.
I'm sorry. What? Say that one more time.
You have the right to health and bodily privacy to use the opposite sex bathroom. But you don't have the right to reject an experimental injection.
Says who?
That is the position evidently adopted even by Trump-appointed judges now.
No.
See, in Indiana University...
How does that work?
Well,
Hold on. How does that work?
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
Indiana University, like many public colleges, is forcing students to get the shot.
The shot.
Yeah. In order to
Okay.
attend in-person classes during the upcoming semester.
Well, but okay. do you have to take in-person classes?
No.
I mean, I'm probably sure there might be some of them.
There are some where you have
like
to,
if you're
yes, yeah,
going,
yeah.
and
There's
I don't
specific
know.
ones that you have
I
to.
don't know what all the University of Indiana offers,
Right.
or Indiana University. It might be a
Could be
difference.
anything. Yeah.
But I don't know if they offer, like, say, a doctorate or, like for doctor or dentistry or anything like that. Like those kind of clinical things you kind of need to
Highly
be
possible, yeah.
in-house and on hand.
Right.
So to a point, okay,
almost
so
agree,
you
yeah.
need those.
Right.
But if you're not in that field that requires you to be in there and you can do it all online, why the hell would you subject yourself to that?
Right.
That's the question.
That is the question. And I guess the funny thing about that is, guy named James Bopp.
Jim,
Bopp.
Bop?
Bopp. B-O-P-P.
Yeah, you know me.
You
Okay,
knew
go
it.
ahead.
All right. So James Bopp is a prominent conservative attorney who once served as Indiana's Republican National Committee. Man,
Say that. Finish that right, because that just that was one word, and you turned it into two.
I know I did. He's a committeeman.
A committeeman.
Committeeman.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's suing the state college on behalf of 8 students for violating the 14th Amendment. But according to WNDU, Judge Damon Lichty,
Sure. I
it's either Lichty or Leachty.
it's probably Lichty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I'm going with Lichty.
I'll go with Lichty.
Yeah. Made a stunning statement during today's oral arguments in the case implying that one has no right to bodily autonomy.
Why?
Quote, at one point during the Tuesday's proceedings, the subject of exemptions to the vaccines were presented, wrote the reporter Zach Horner.
Okay.
Bopp,
I'm sorry. I keep thinking of that little commercial in between cartoons when we were kids. Bop it, smack it, twist it, pull it.
we've got a Yoda.
Knock it.
We've got a little baby Yoda that does that.
Uh-huh.
And it's the Mandalorian voice that tells you how to do it.
That's awesome.
It's pretty good. Yeah, so Bopp and Judge Damon R. Lichty.
Lichty?
Lichty.
Lichty.
Yeah, right. Went back and forth over the IU
Okay.
needing to require exemptions for religious reasons, bodily autonomy, and the right to choose medical treatment.
Okay.
The judge said, with regards to bodily autonomy, there is no case law precedent set to establish bodily autonomy as a fundamental right.
No, I would
And
argue.
that it is a liberty.
Okay.
Thus, may not be the reason to scrap the vaccine mandate.
Okay. How can you say?
Hold on. No. Yeah. How can you say? Yeah. Go ahead. Continue. Sorry. Continue. Yeah.
No,
please. Please. No. You got it. You're on the right row. Go.
How is it, one, that you can say that there's no precedent for bodily autonomy?
Right.
I would argue, and I haven't read verbatim,
Right.
So
Yeah,
I may be speaking out of my league. I'm not a lawyer. How do you account for, say, Roe v. Wade?
Right.
Because wouldn't that the ability for abortion and whatnot? You have the right to your body, a bodily autonomy. You can make the decision to end the life of something that's inside of you, but you don't have the right to be able to decide to take.
Yeah.
You can't have bodily autonomy when it comes to the government telling you that you have to have a vaccine.
Or a school, but you have you have bodily
Well,
autonomy.
I'm saying government as a whole, like they're.
But you still have bodily autonomy if you decide you want to kill a child that's in your body. So you have autonomy if you want to kill a child.
Because that makes sense.
But if you want to not have a vaccine in your system, then you don't have autonomy.
I don't know how that works. How can you play one, and how can you say you have autonomy here and not here?
Right.
And be blatant about it, by the way.
Pretty much. That's exactly what he's saying.
That's the part that blows me away the most.
You have absolutely no bodily autonomy at all.
You have no autonomy whatsoever. However,
You do have autonomy when it comes to killing children.
That's fascinating. That is fascinating.
It's just that
is
how this works,
incredible.
apparently. Yep. That's just how
Anyway.
this works. Yeah, while the judge will often ask both questions on both sides to play devil's advocate in a way that does not indicate the ultimate ruling already, this statement at face value, there is no case law on the right to bodily integrity, is stunning. In fact, there is endless ironclad case law dating back to 130 years establishing the right to make medical choices for one's body as the most foundational liberty. You have Cruzan versus Director, Missouri Department of Health. The state court asserted emphatically, quote, every human being of adult years and sound mind has a right to determine what shall be done with his own body, and a surgeon who performs an operation without his patient's consent commits an assault for which he is liable in damages.
Which is how it should. That's because how can you sit there and we are all created equal.
Yeah.
You have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. All these things you can't have those if the government turns around and says, no, we have the right to tell you when you can have a shot or
Right.
what that you have to take a what we deem is a vaccine and what we deem is required of you. That's, oh my God, I'm trying not to snap right now. I really am, because
Right.
it's the obviousness of it. It's the blatant obvious. And again, going back to the excuse me, the
court
abortion,
case? Yeah.
the abortion
Yeah,
side
abortion,
of things.
yeah.
It's a, how can you have the autonomy to decide to end a life
Of something that isn't actually your body.
that isn't yours, but you do not have the right to autonomy to decide whether or not you get a vaccine?
Yeah.
That's
Stupid.
stupid.
Absolutely stupid.
One might say asinine.
Kind of a lot.
Kind of dumb.
Kind of a lot. Kind of really dumb.
Just a tad.
Super stupid.
Lots of dumb.
Very dumbs.
Anyways, I just...
And it
and then
continues
you
on
see no
to,
cases.
obviously it goes through his opinion about the things, and you
Stuff and things. and
basically
things
it's the
and
same stuff that we just said. Funny enough, he went on to say things that we said just now.
stuff. All of it about the abortion and all that jazz.
Yep, Roe v. Wade. all the rest of it,
He brought in Nuremberg.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. See, as someone who is a huge fan of the whole World War II era, to finally hear someone bringing up the Nuremberg Code during this whole thing with the
Autonomy
shot
and-
and
yeah.
autonomy,
Yeah.
thank you. That was that. I'm actually
Yeah,
like,
so and here's where it is. In this case, the state most likely couldn't even pass a weaker rationale basis test.
Yeah.
Given that that we're dealing with a very young adult, who very young adults who are not at risk for the virus, but according to the CDC's own data, are most at risk to the shot.
yeah.
Particularly among male students from 18 to 24 years old. The CDC Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices estimates as much as a 200-fold increase in myocarditis cases within 7 days of the second dose over the background rates of every myocarditis occurrence.
Good Lord. Like that's
Forcing such an experiment, even without these known problems, is already a violation of the Nuremberg Code. And that's where he adds it in. That's where he throws that little...
Yeah,
That's
in your
spice.
face. I'm telling you that Nuremberg thing will mess you up.
It can.
I love that. I'm trying to actually study that right now.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, that's how weird my life is.
You're studying
I'm reading and
Nuremberg?
studying the Nuremberg Code.
Oh, wow.
How much of a nerd am I?
A lot.
Anyway,
A biggin.
it is.
Biggin.
It is.
Yep. You're a biggin nerd. But yeah,
Anyway.
and he just goes on and on about how the vaccines are problematic and how all the rest of it happens, but it doesn't matter because, well, you don't have autonomy anyway in Iowa.
It's Indiana.
In Indiana. Is it Indiana?
In Iowa?
In
It's
Iowa.
Indiana.
Sorry, it's Indiana. Yeah, Indiana University.
I know that
IU.
one 'cause
It's
my cousin lives
IU, so whatever.
there. Yeah. No, I know. It's
It's an IUD.
it is. Ew. No, I just, it fascinates me that they're so, and again, I'm stuck on this. Why are they so hell bent on this? Why?
They're incredibly.
But why? That's the part about all of this that doesn't make sense to me, that truly bothers me to my core, is this is they're pushing a quote unquote vaccine for a virus.
Yep.
Which viruses are non-curable.
Right. Because they're
They're-
common occurrences.
For a virus, by the way, that has but even at the time,
Well,
a 90, we'll
99.
say 97% recovery rate.
Sure.
Okay. Why are they pushing this so hard? Is this kind of a dry run to find out how much they can, where and how far they can control the people? I don't know. There's something. I'm telling you, the why is what bothers me, literally at the conkles of my heart and below, kind of, the lower conkles, and we're down into the
Down in the
liver
lower
and-
conkles and
yeah.
the bottom, lower half there.
I don't. What is going on?
How are they doing this?
Well, it's not even how. Again, why? What is they're doing this? Oh, you need to be safe. Here's the one hand over here. You need to be safe. Over here on the other hand, what are they doing? Because they're pushing this way too hard for something that everyone can look at.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, a lot of people are falling for it and going through it, and because it's just easier and whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
But why? I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't have even a clue of a place to begin with. It's
just wanna know.
It's just the why. That you're pushing something way too hard, way too frequently, to the point that people are, they're threatening mandates and
Right.
and pushing. Why? What is so important about getting this vaccination? I don't get it. And again, like I said, it's
There has to be something involved.
yes, something is going on, and I don't know what it is. I don't know how to even, again, it's nowhere to even begin.
But apparently that's where
We're at.
that's where we're going with
That's
this.
where we're at. Anyway,
Anywho,
this is funny to me. Black Lives Matter reacted to Cubans engaging in pro-freedom demonstrations by praising the communist Cuban regime that oppresses its own people, over a million of whom are they're black.
I'm sorry, what?
They're black.
Who? What? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. You
The
said
million
you said-
people, over a million people in
Yeah.
Cuba
Uh-huh.
are black.
They're what?
They're black.
Oh,
They are of the.
So there's a million black people in Cuba that are being oppressed, and Black Lives Matter is celebrating Cuba.
really
The communist government.
really
of Cuba.
weird, isn't it?
The government of Cuba, not just the Cuban people, but the government of Cuba.
Yes,
is what you're saying
Castro's
there.
regime that
That is now half dead.
Yeah,
and
communism.
despondent. Yeah.
socialist communism, especially
Massive
the communism.
communism.
On Wednesday night, the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation, which anytime I've ever seen network and foundation together, usually makes me think of
Not good.
No, it's not. But I was going to say, as a joke, it makes me think of like any type of a televangelist. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
Sounds right.
But anyway,
That sounds right to me.
yeah.
They
They posted its official statement about the mass demonstrations in Cuba, where protesters chanted liberty and freedom.
liberty.
Freedom. Black Lives Matter condemns the United States federal government's inhumane treatment of Cubans and urges it to immediately lift the economic embargo, end quote. That was a post on Instagram.
The economic embargo from Cuba. From Cuba.
Yeah.
You do know we don't live in the 1970s anymore, right?
We don't?
No.
Okay.
The Cuban embargo was actually a punishment,
For the Cuban Missile Crisis.
right? And the funny thing is everybody else trades with Cuba except for America. So they're not actually doing that bad.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with us. Just so we're clear.
The fact that they're doing badly is because of their government.
Here's the thing, just so we're clear on this. And the quote says that this is their statement.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter,
Uh-huh.
or Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, BLM.
Condemns the U.S., well, I didn't know if it was matters. Black Lives Matter condemns the U.S. federal government Okay? For its inhumane treatment of Cubans. I'm going to stop there. The rest of it is not important.
How is that? How does America treat the Cuban people
Well, no, what I was going to tell you.
in an inhumane manner?
Here's the thing about this.
With the,
Do you know what all of the Cubans are chanting?
freedom,
And
liberty,
yeah,
and they're raising American flags.
there you go.
And
American flags. So how is it that the people in America have the balls to talk junk about the American government in some embargo that honestly has not really been paid attention to? Because yes, so America doesn't have a trade with Cuba. However, as Steven said earlier, they are trading with the rest of the world. Guess where we get all of our crap from because we don't make anything anymore?
Everywhere.
So
else.
guess what we're getting? Stuff from Cuba. It's just hand over hand over hand. That's
Right.
all it is.
You can't get a Cuban cigar from Cuba, but you can get it from China,
You can't.
and you can get a Cuban cigar from Mexico.
Yeah, you can get them from everywhere else
And why is it that the only thing that they actually export is cigars?
because that's the only thing that Fidel liked. Anyway, you can't sit here and talk junk. You really can't. It makes no sense. The fact that they actually put this out there on the Instagram post in front of the entire world,
Yeah, where everyone
might I
see it.
add,
Yeah, where everyone.
in front of God and everybody,
Yeah.
saying it's the U.S. government's inhumane treatment of Cubans, and it's all about this embargo. When the Cuban people in Cuba themselves are waving American flags and wanting like hell to be as free as America is supposed. Here's the problem: is Cubans, Cuba, because of the situation with the way the socialism and the communism has run,
Right.
has been so rampant and
Yeah.
so hardcore. They are set in perpetual 50 or 60? Somewhere
Something
around
like
in
that,
there.
yeah.
Somewhere around in there. Okay? Sad part about that is they see America still as, because that's where they're living it,
Yeah.
in that perpetual 1950, 1960 era,
Yeah.
they're assuming that America is still at and as free as they were in 1950,
50 and 60,
1960.
yeah. But that's the thing. Like, if you get video of Cuba, all of their cars are still the same.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
From 1950.
They're living in this time bubble.
The music they listen to is still
The doo-wop
the
from the
same
60s.
doo-wop of the 60s.
Yep.
The stuff that, unless you get like
Unless
some
you
random,
get the local.
Yeah, the
and
very
even
local.
that's not
really that
there's
different.
not a lot of that.
But everything is still the same.
Yep. That's
Except
what I'm
for the
saying.
fact that it's more run down and it's literally like looking at a post-apocalyptic 1960s era.
Yeah. What's funny is I was going to finish it with those is so Cuba sees us as free as we were in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
America is seeing itself as
Cuba.
not free.
Right, but not quite Cuba.
No, I was going to say, but not as free as it was in the 50s and 60s, but we're acting like it. We're right back there again.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's what's going on. And the problem is the truth is in the middle.
Yeah.
Cuba wants to be us because they have our help and they want to be a part of us because they're still convinced that America is this land of freedom and all this other
yeah.
jazz. And America's like, oh, well, and BLM.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Oh,
no,
well,
these are such America's horrible stuff. We need to support the Cuban
Terrible, no good
communism
things,
and
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And neither one of them fully seeing through the actual veil of reality.
Yeah.
That's what's incredible to me.
Yeah, but you have people from Cuba literally coming over to America on anything that they can get their hands on that do all they can to literally build something that is not water safe. Nowhere close. But they're just hoping that it gets them far
Yeah.
enough to where when they start swimming that they can make it to dry land.
Or at least get picked up by another boat.
to get to dry land.
Yeah. That's you remember what was his name? Alien Gonzalez? The little kid that they picked. Cuba has been destroyed for years.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're it's not our fault. It's communism. It's Fidel Castro. It's that regime. That's the fault. That's who did it.
Right.
And the fact of the matter is that it's gonna stay this way, guys, until something changes.
Mm-hmm.
But it just to me, it's really fascinating to see those differences, to see that they look, and I wish we were those poor Cubans. Now, granted, when they get here, they're going to be freer than they were.
Yeah.
But not by a lot.
Not by a lot at all.
And that's what breaks my heart.
Yeah. That was a close call.
That was. I'm glad somebody was paying attention because it sure as hell wasn't me. Because I'm stuck in this thing. It's these people talking straight junk about
trash about America and about what we're doing as a country to Cuba.
And there are people, even in the shape. Okay, let's just for a second assume and pretend that America is truly as bad as BLM is making it out to be.
Sure, yeah.
There
Maybe.
are people who are dying to be here even in that shape. That to them, this is still a better place.
Yep.
What does that tell you? Anyway.
Yeah.
I
I know.
It saddens me.
Still to this day, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, all right, well, come on now.
Come on, guys.
Come on, you guys.
Come on, you guys. Come on, you guys.
Come on, Nanny.
You know what I mean.
At this moment.
Give me everything.
Do, 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 do.
But
Do, 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 do.
I'm gonna hurt him.
Come on, Eileen.
You know what I mean. I'm gonna make you cry, make you cry.
What the heck?
I don't know.
What is that?
I don't know.
Don't know either.
Really? Oh, so that's what he's doing. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
This is Defenders Live.
Yes.
You seem a little bit.
Sweatimus Prime over on the Twitter. Is that Dylan Lyles? I know what that was.
What was?
All right, then.
That don't make little Mark go boom. Come on, Eileen. You know what I mean. At this moment. You mean everything.
That's right. But yeah, so you have BLM being
this.
all pissy.
Hold on. I'm
Yeah.
Toby McAvoy over on Twitter.
Okay.
I'm very confused about where at Dylan Lyle's heart is located. Why? Because I was talking about conkles
And how deep they were.
and how deep they went.
Yeah. The conkles went deep,
They do run deep.
and he doesn't understand how they run so deep. Deeply running conkles.
It's called a birth defect. Thank you for letting me air that one out.
I thought it was just that you.
Oh, you know what I didn't
You
do?
just had a heart of a dragon. What's wrong?
Yes, I do.
Deep conkles.
It is. No, I realized what I did wrong. I forgot something.
What'd you forget?
I forgot to tell my story about how I got hit by a parked car.
You did. How did you get hit by a parked car?
It's not a great. I mean, it is a funny story, but it's not. Okay. So I just so we'll start this off. I was sober.
Right.
Just so we're clear.
Okay.
I was sober.
You were sober.
So I was a repo
Guy.
transportation
Yeah.
guy. I used to move cars. I would tow things, and
Do the things
and
and
repo
stuff.
or whatever.
And the stuff and things.
when the car would get done, being if the people didn't pick it up and everything else,
Yeah.
after the time was allotted, it would go to auction. And there was a lot of them that would be even dumped off at car dealerships and whatnot. And so I was told to
Sure.
go pick one up
Yeah.
from a car dealership
Mm-hmm.
that, and they didn't tell me. They always, especially car dealerships, they're always
Right.
notorious for putting the parking brake on and all that jazz. And nobody, I repeat, nobody,
But me.
bothered to tell me
Huh?
that park doesn't work on this particular vehicle. Okay?
Oh.
Didn't tell me this.
Didn't tell you that, huh?
No, they didn't. So I pick the car up like I'm supposed to. I
Yeah.
latch everything down like I'm supposed to, and I tow it to its destination. I
Yeah.
get to the auction parking lot, and I drop the sucker down. I let
Right.
it down. I drive it. It's drivable.
It's drivable.
I
Okay.
drive it to where it's supposed to go.
Okay.
Put it in park. I do my little thing.
And the e-brake?
And I didn't put the e-brake on because no one told me.
I always put the e-brake on.
No, I don't. I think that I personally unless I'm on a hill and then think about it, I think an e-brake is the most pointless thing on a vehicle. But
I've
that's
always put it
my
on.
humble opinion.
Yeah, yeah. I always
Anyway,
put it on. It's just a habit now.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
So I've dumped the car off now, and I have to get certain other paperwork done, certain little things I need to fill out, information on the cars and whatever. So I'm filling this stuff out. And as I'm filling it out, you have to understand the way I had parked the car because they move it to where they want to. Just so we're clear.
Yeah.
They had a little section, a little pin or whatever. And
Sure.
there was no fencing. It was all wide open stuff in the parking lot. So I set it there before I could even move anything and get it adjusted. I'm filling out paperwork, and I realize out of the corner of my eye, the car is slowly moving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking in my head, it's moving slow enough that it would be the same as if I was behind it trying to push. So I should
Okay.
easily be able to get in front of it and counter it.
Bad idea.
Bad idea. Very quickly, it rolled, picked up a lot of speed, and before I could get out of the way, it actually rolled into another car. So it T-boned basically another car in a parking lot with me in the middle. Yeah. And I didn't have to have surgery, thank God. But I did hobble away looking like I was smuggling basketballs up my pants.
Specifically on your knees.
My knee exploded. It was huge. Yeah. And
I know that feeling, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that feeling.
so that's So that's my story of how I was hit by a parked car.
Yeah, because technically I have one blown knee.
Yeah.
I've got one.
Just one?
One.
No, you're lucky. I
Yeah.
wish I only had one.
Yeah. Mine was the dashboard of a car. Yeah, in a car accident going about 45 miles an hour. It was bad. But I jumped out of the car.
I think my story's better because
I jumped out of the car and was able to walk home.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah,
okay.
right, yeah.
Okay. My story's still better because it's always funny to just say I got hit by a parked car and I was sober and then watch everyone's faces go.
Huh?
The thought process of trying to figure it
Yeah,
out.
how does that even work?
Make it
doesn't.
work. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Well, it wasn't quite parked.
I love it. Oblivion flickering over on Twitter. BLM's defense of Cuba's government should make it clear to everyone what kind of country they have planned for us.
Yeah.
That is perfectly said.
completely.
And the
done.
problem with it is
Yeah.
we literally, and I say we,
Yeah.
referring to the minor majority,
Right,
that's running
Right,
everything.
right.
They literally cannot see the forest through the trees. They can't.
No. And the funny thing is, so BLM, right? The reason why they're backing the Cuban government, other than the fact that they're communist, is also because they have been protecting one specific person who happens to be black
And
and also a cop killer,
yeah. Well, I was gonna say, and they are communists.
a communist revolutionary cop killer who fled America so that they wouldn't get arrested and ran to Cuba. And stayed there. They've been there for 20 years. So that's why BLM is all up in arms for the Cuban government, or one of the reasons anyway.
Yeah.
But I digress.
It's a
You know,
whole nother-
while BLM is doing that, down in Florida, things are a little different.
It usually is. We always have a good,
Good
Florida man
story.
story.
This is actually good Florida people.
People in general.
People in general, good Florida people, especially ones with boats.
And they really are. Just so we're clear, as much junk as we talk about.
Oh yeah, these guys are
Florida,
great. Freaking awesome
Florida
people.
is probably one of the only other states I would consider living,
Other than Texas.
other than Texas.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, as the federal government appears to be just standing away from the protests in Cuba and offering little more than words.
Little.
More than words. are all they have to give it. Yeah, there we go. Local boat owners in Florida are taking action instead by running food and supplies to the Cuban protesters fighting for their freedom.
That's awesome.
Why don't you just bring them over?
Well, because technically they can't. Let's be honest. They can't. I mean,
If you don't get caught.
well, but I have to assume.
That's a lot of assuming.
I know. I have to assume, though, that there is patrols checking for that.
Sure, there probably are.
There
There
probably
probably are international.
They don't
waters,
want a
the whole
repeat of
ordeal.
the, what was it, the 80s?
Yeah, something
You know,
like
the whole
that.
Scarface thing.
Yeah. A large group of boat owners inspired by the protests packed food, water, and medicine and started making their trips to the island on Monday. Quote, we're just bringing supplies. We're trying to create a group to take care of water, food, and medicine, whatever we can take to Cuba.
Good. At least, again, this is, you know what this sounds like? This reminds me of the whole Joplin, Missouri tornado issue.
Well, that kind of makes sense.
They're
yeah.
all waiting
No,
for
we got this.
the government, FEMA to show up and all this stuff, and they're all fighting and bickering and going through their red tape of what they're allowed to do and who's
Yeah.
not allowed to do it. And the people of the area is like, you know what? We got this.
We're
Just-
fine.
Yeah, we'll
We're
handle
used
this
to taking
ourselves.
this.
Yeah, we'll handle this ourselves.
Yeah.
Just, you know, I mean, granted, they obviously haven't turned down any help, but the fact of the matter is that this is why I deep down, as much as I say I hate people, this is why I believe there really is still real America there.
Yes.
It takes stories like this to be shown to prove that.
Right. You have to be able to see it. Because if you don't,
Yeah,
then, it's kind of screwy.
it is just a tad.
Wow.
Yeah, no, don't even bother.
Okay, not even.
Not even.
Anyway, so, yeah. He continues on saying, we're just waiting for the approvals so that we can enter and give it to them,
See, I
Yeah.
mean,
They reportedly said that that if they are allowed to get close enough, they plan to hand over all the food and water to the protesters. Even if they can't get close enough, though, they hope their gesture will be encouragement to them.
I'd still be trying to find a way to get it there anyway.
Yeah. Quote, we're going to Havana. Havana. Going to Havana. Anyway,
There's so many songs that just ran through my head. I
Yep.
couldn't pick one.
I know. If we have to intervene, if we have to stay, we'll do what we have to do.
So you could have said that a little bit better, sir.
No, yeah, no.
If we have to intervene or if we have to stay, well, which is it? Are you gonna
Whatever
get in?
has to happen, we'll do what we got.
There you go. We'll do what we got to do. Is probably what
We're
you
going
need
to do
say.
what we got to do no matter what happens,
That's
is
good,
what he's
though.
trying to say. Yeah. The U.S. president has done nothing. Supposedly, at a minimum, we want to stand at the border of what are the Havana limits.
Good. And I mean, and that's what they should do. And again, I'm the type of, I'd be finding a way to sneak that junk on there.
Dude,
anyway.
I would be taking, I'd get like little
A
drones.
wetsuit?
No, I'd get drones. I'd be taking drones over because I could launch them from the boats in like little package. I would
that would take
I would
forever.
Amazon drone drop.
Now, hold on. You that's not going to work.
Why?
I'm going to tell you why it won't
Okay,
work.
tell me why.
Because you have to understand that the
Below radar.
No, it would be. That's not the problem. The problem you're talking about is the distance. There is no way you're going to get a drone
I'll just.
a mile, 2 miles from the ocean to land. There's no way.
I mean,
No way.
I can.
No way.
You can make a strong enough, repeater.
No. But what you could do,
What?
What you could do is I'd be the guy.
Pre-program it.
No, I'd be the guy. Even my fat, chubby butt would be in a wetsuit.
I know.
And
really?
yep,
You'd be
and
swimming it.
Well, I mean, you could jerry rig some stuff, but yeah, I'd be.
You could get one of those little. If you had like,
'Cause all you have to
if
do-
you have the boat, you can also get like
Well,
little tiny jetter.
and your drone thing would work. Here's how it could work.
yeah,
Is if you,
pre-programmed drone.
here's the deal. So obviously they can't get into Havana,
Right.
right?
Ooh
They
la
can't
la.
cross. I know. I thought that too. You can't cross into Cuba space
Right.
without permission.
Yeah.
Cuba technically can't leave Cuban space
Without permission. But
So if
they could come to the border edge,
Uh-huh.
and we could come to the border
Uh-huh.
edge, and then we could lob it over.
meet in the middle. Well, no, actually, because outside of the Havana's line, that's international waters, Chief.
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
do whatever you want.
Technically,
The problem with it is you'd have to find somebody you could trust and somebody who actually has a big enough thing to get out to there to get back.
right? without having problems.
This is the moment you need to be making friends with the cartel.
Kind of, yeah.
Because those are the guys who could make that run from the Keys to Cuba and everywhere else.
And no problems.
Not have any issues.
Yeah. They've
saying.
got the boats.
They do have the boat.
They've got the boats.
Get a hold of the Colombians. They'll take care of it.
They will. They can. They have.
But I was going to say, why couldn't, another thing, and this might not be
They might
as
also
good.
pass drugs along, but that's
Tomato.
Right.
I'd make the trade if I had to.
yeah. If you could get, if you knew that you could trust the person to get that stuff there.
Yeah. And I get that's the key is you wanted to make sure it gets to them. But man,
gotta be trust.
at least the fact that they're there and they're putting in an effort
Yeah.
is far and away better than anything that the government's trying to do. Because, they got to get their permission. They have to go through the red tape of who's allowed to say what, when, and how, and go where to do this, and who is going to hand it to, and yada, yada, yada. And if the government gets involved, it's not going to make it to the people. Look at Puerto Rico.
Meanwhile, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas,
Mayorkas.
himself a son of Cuban immigrants, declared that the U.S. would not accept Cuban refugees seeking to escape the communist country.
Why? Forget the fact that he's Cuban, by the way, and you think would have a heart
For the Cubans.
for the Cuban
Right.
people.
Yeah.
Why? You're okay. Let's play this game all the way to the end. You guys had no problems accepting refugees
Right.
from El Salvador,
Yep.
Honduras, Peru, all the way through all parts of South America. No problems there.
No.
No actual evidence of actual refugee situations at all. But
no.
you have a Cuban situation where you could see it. It's on the news. It's there. An actual, true refugee situation. And
Real
you're
problems.
going to turn around and say no to them? You hypocritical bastard.
Yep. Quote, allow me to be clear.
No, tell me that's not some pompous douche who thinks he's got all kinds of... Allow me to be clear.
If you take to the sea, you will not come to the United States.
Ooh, what if they flew in?
What if they went through Mexico?
What if they swam?
To Mexico.
Uh-huh. And then walked in?
That's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
And they don't even have to claim to the Cuban.
Somebody needs to get a hold of Pitbull and let him know to tell his people to do that.
I think he came out and said
He did
some
have a
stuff.
video.
Like he had a video.
It was actually a good video.
Yeah.
I mean, because speaking of him, he walks.
He's Cuban, right?
He is actually. He
Yeah.
walks that line very well.
Oh yeah.
I can tell he has that understanding of where he came from, the communism, and he realizes the freedom he has here.
Yeah.
But he also realizes not to say too much because he's not going to have a career
If he doesn't.
and he's going to lose everything.
Yeah.
So he walks that line very,
pretty
very
close.
well.
Yeah, he decided to walk the line.
But he did come out with I saw the video today and I watched it. I was like, wow, that's
So
that's refreshing to hear.
I'm just saying Pitbull decided to walk the line.
That would be. I would love to have him sing that. I don't know why.
I walk the line.
You have to do it with a girl
Yeah.
of some kind. So it would probably be somebody like.
Rihanna.
No, I thought that too. No, not
Yes,
Rihanna.
it would be.
No, it'd have to be a white girl.
Would it?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because all of the other ones that I've seen he's done duets with has all been white girls.
Oh, well, that's okay.
I started to say Kesha, but he's already done that song and dance.
So
Maybe he can do Britney after she becomes an adult
again
in her 40s.
one day,
Anyway,
maybe. Yeah. Quote: If individuals establish a well-founded fear of persecution or torture, that they are referred to third countries for resettlement, they will not enter the United States.
so I have to ask, based off of that statement, and I'm going to read that verbatim. Go back to that real fast. If individuals make or establish a well-founded fear of persecution or torture, they will be referred to third countries, I'm assuming third world countries, for resettlement, and they will not enter the United States. What was the difference between this and the people coming across the southern border from Mexico into Texas? What's the difference?
Honduras.
Yeah, again, El Salvador, all those places. How are you going to sit there and say these people come in on literally unfounded stuff?
Yeah, have nothing to do with anything.
No proof of anything whatsoever, and you're
Can't
taking
give you
them
any
in by the
examples.
droves, but you're actually seeing a real situation, and you're saying, no, we're not going to bring you in. We're not going to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you wonder. Maybe there might have been a teensy-weensy bit of a kickback maybe from everything coming across the southern border.
Probably so. It kind of sounds like it. It just wanted to, that's the thing. So,
Speaking of Florida,
Yeah.
American Foundation of Teachers. if
yeah,
you
which
hadn't
ones?
Moved.
Which ones?
No, where'd
This
it go?
one? Yeah, this one. I
Might
like
as well
this
do
one.
that.
Yeah, it did.
American Foundation of Teachers President Randy Weingartner.
Which, by the way,
Weingartner.
if you've never seen Randy,
Oh, she's a doll.
isn't she though?
Because her name is Randy.
She's quaint.
She had to walk some comments back on Wednesday.
She is very homely.
That's one way of putting it. That is one way to put it.
Like if Paul McCartney's dad gave birth to him, she would look like that.
Yeah, he does.
Very homely.
She is a very handsome woman.
Yeah.
That's why I said handsome.
Continuing on.
After tweeting that there would be, quote, millions, end quote, of deaths in the Sunshine State by the ignorance of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. DeSantis' campaign merchandise includes items with the phrase, "Don't Fauci my Florida."
Which is fun.
Clear jab at Dr. Anthony Fauci, the chief medical advisor to President Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Fauci, director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases,
Stupid.
right, has been, oh no, I mean, I'm not saying right like he doesn't have it. That is his job.
That's his title.
But he doesn't do jack diddly.
Nothing.
He has been a prominent figure throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. He has been prominent.
He has very prominent.
Douche.
That's it.
Weingartner lambasted the Republican governor on Wednesday, quote, "Disgusting. Disgusting! Millions of Floridians are going to die from Ron DeSantis' ignorance, and he's choosing to profit from it. He doesn't care about Floridians. He cares about furthering his own cruel agenda." Actually, if I could give this person a voice, I would give her Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, I can't do that voice.
Was that Bill? Was that her name? That wasn't Billie Holiday. What's her name? Gone it. It was right on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, that's the voice I would give this woman.
Hey, Yzma.
Yeah, Yzma. Pull the lever, crunk. Okay. Some Twitter users ridiculed her claim. Later on Wednesday, Weingartner said that she would not have exaggerated by saying that there would be millions of deaths, or she should not have. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Quote, "You're all probably right. I shouldn't have said millions. I should have just said DeSantis is wrong to do this. Fauci is an amazing public servant and he shouldn't be mocked. I shouldn't engage in that kind of hyperbole either. My bad." Because, trying to be hip by saying my bad just smooths everything over, right?
Right.
Everything just makes it all easy and fine.
You mean the talk?
Yeah, she's hip.
Right.
She's somebody you could probably have a beer with too, like Elizabeth Warner.
Right. Who?
I don't know.
Warren.
See, I don't
even know her
That's
name.
how relatable she is. I don't even know her last damn name.
Her last name, which is how you recognize her, is
The lady with the beer. Anyway,
the burr.
Damon Linker of The Week welcomed Weingartner's decision to walk back her original remarks. Quote, "Thank you for this. I was one of your critics on the hyperbole. Much appreciated."
Appreciated. Much appreciated that you walked yourself back.
Yeah. The COVID-19 death toll for the United States currently stands a bit higher than 608,000, according to data compiled by Johns Hopkins University.
Okay, so
which, just so we're clear, Johns Hopkins University is not exactly a forthcoming type of
No, they're like fifth
place. Ew.
coming. Ew.
No, they're not exactly. They have a leaning, one might say. They're a tad on the bias side,
I figured they had a bias, mainly to the left.
just to the left.
And
'cause-
by that, I mean they've got a limp.
yeah, they do. They got the little pimp walk.
Yeah.
Everything they own is in
to
a
the
box
left.
to the left.
That's right. So once again, I'm going to hit this number here.
Yeah, go
2020.
for it.
Estimated population, There's just, so what is this? Hold on.
Okay, what do you
It decided to
to poo poo on
weird
you?
stuff on me.
Okay,
Yeah. So in America,
in America.
population in America,
Okay,
April 2020.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. 331,449,281.
Allegedly.
Supposedly.
Okay.
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 How many people died?
608,000.
608,000.
Which don't get me wrong.
I mean, don't poo-poo the number. That's
It's
608,000. Right.
I mean, I would hate to have been a family member to have lost it, because anybody lose anybody for any reason, and it's devastating. It really is. It's a hard point, and it's hard to get over sometimes. But
Yeah, right. I mean,
But I'm just saying,
That's true, you know.
when you have 331,449,281 people allegedly in the United States, and 608,000 of them died.
That's 0.1%.
Okay.
Zero.
I wasn't processing that right, because I don't think you said that right. The decimal's got to be wrong.
No, that's 0.18.
0.18.
So almost 2. So 0.2. I'll average it up. 0.2.
That's 0.002.
No. This is before you make it this is the fraction just divided before you make it into a percentage.
You didn't do it the easy way.
Yeah, this is before you make it into percentage.
Gotcha.
Okay. So with this,
Okay.
0.2%
Okay.
of American population died. 0.2. In a matter of almost 2 years. 0.2.
That's nothing.
0.2.
I mean, again, when people die, that's sad. It is truly sad, but that's nothing.
In a matter of 2 years, 0.2. And we had to be completely encased for a year and a half.
Thank you, Snarky Jackal over Peekpool over there, sending us that. Yeah, that's the thing, the pit bull.
Yeah, the
thing.
pit bull guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good.
Not safe for air. Yeah, we know.
No, it is not.
That's kind of one of the reasons why we didn't run it.
That's why we didn't run it.
Yeah,
but it's good.
But yeah, so once we're getting everything going and all the rest of it. And so, yeah, when you're thinking of, when they say 608,000 people died, and that's according to John Hopkins. And by the way, the numbers for that they have were inflated to all get out.
Yeah, they were. Because remember, this is back when someone had allegedly tested positive.
Right.
Even if they weren't, we're talking
This is for people
asymptomatic,
that- yeah.
everything. If you had it
No,
in
this
your
is for
system,
death only. This is for death only.
No, I know.
Yeah, but if you had it
but
in
they're
your system,
counting it.
Yeah, if you had it in your system when you died, okay.
Uh-huh.
If you died and it was in your system, it was automatically counted as that. If you died and you just had the antibodies in your system, it was counted at that. If you died during the time that the pandemic was going on and it had nothing to do with COVID-19, it was still being counted half the time as that.
I'm just curious about something. So you're all worrying about this.
Yeah.
Let's see. In Chicago.
2020, yeah.
I'll start in 2020,
Okay,
just for the year of 2020.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to do
Okay.
two things. Do me a favor. While
Yeah.
and I don't know if I like this one because that's ABC. That's not going to be 100% accurate.
Right.
Do me a favor and over here, tell me what the population is of this area.
Of Chicago? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So here's the deal. After seeing the number, which we can obviously know are inflated
Yes.
because the numbers are skewed, they're not doing everything properly, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
The in 2020, according to ABC News, they are reporting that 769 homicides, as far as gun violence goes, is that's 796 people in 2020 died. Were murdered, not just died. Were murdered. That's intentional, by the way.
Yeah.
Almost 800 people in one city in 1 year were eliminated. And again, we're not counting abortions or anything else.
Yeah.
Okay?
This is just,
800 people. How many people live in Chicago?
about 2.6 mil.
2.6 mil. So,
That was in 2019.
So, and you're better with the numbers and the math. What's the number
percentage?
the percentage of death compared, from the murders in Chicago compared to the nationwide number of deaths from COVID?
So nationwide, COVID was 0.2%.
Yes.
In Chicago, you had 0.02%
Huh.
died of gun violence.
And we can obviously say it's a much smaller area.
Yes,
So if we adjusted
to worldwide.
to worldwide,
Yeah.
that would put it at what exactly?
I mean, if you're multiplying the number that times whatever, yeah. Let's say if that was basically a number for everywhere.
Yeah, but I'm trying to compare it.
Yeah, I'm saying in comparison wise, it's about the deaths in Chicago by homicide is basically a tenth of the COVID deaths.
So that's a whole lot more.
One tenth of the COVID deaths.
Wow. I'm just saying, and that's intentional, by the way. Again, that's on purpose.
Yeah,
And that's
purposefully killing somebody.
What we know. That's not a virus that has no cure.
Right. This is people taking a gun or taking another thing and killing people on purpose with intent.
Go to
Violently murdering.
AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Follow us on social media at DOA Show. We got to go. We'll see y'all tomorrow. It's Friday. Don't forget, we got a great interview with y'all. We'll see ya. Bye.
Bye.